Alright, YouTube, it's your boy Zach, the Celtics guy, and I'm back with another video, and I am here to address another person that I've been meaning to address for a while. It's something I've had on my mind, and I wanted to come on here and address it with all of you. Zach, the Celtics guy, is here with a Celtics shirt on, so fits pretty well. Can't wear it all the time, but that's me, but whatever. Anyway, it's time to address another character. This character who shifted from one thing to the next, basically, and I don't believe that he's actually genuine in what he thinks. It's time to talk about the host of the Rubin Report, Dave Rubin. Now, my whole thing is, I'm not a fan of Dave Rubin, and I have multiple reasons why I am not a fan of Dave Rubin by any stretch of the imagination. And it's not because he changed his beliefs, it's not because he has different opinions than me. He might be more right-wing than me. I mean, I don't even know if he's even right-wing. I mean, I don't even know what he is because I don't even think he knows what he is. I don't think Dave Rubin even knows himself what he is because he's just that type of person that goes with whatever he's just like whatever he feels in the moment or whatever's convenient for him at the time. I legitimately think that that's what his belief system is, because I just think he just says something for the hell of it, or just thinking something for the hell of it. That's honestly what it is. So now see, Dave Rubin has multiple people on his show, and I think personally that's admirable to have people who think differently than you. Even people even disgusting, horrible bigots like Dinesh D'Souza, someone who I fucking despise, okay? Who is also an anti-gay bigot, which, by the way, Dave Rubin is gay. So he has people that are anti-gay bigots, like Dinesh D'Souza and Glenn Beck and Ted Cruz and all these other fuckers. Now, see, he'll have those people on his show. I encourage people to have discussions with people and not censor and all this other stuff. Yeah, I think one side should talk to the other side. I agree with that. But why doesn't Dave Rubin talk to people on the left? Now, see, he has a beef with this other YouTuber who I watch a lot named Sam Cedar. Sam Cedar, for the better part of the last few years, has made Dave Rubin a punching bag because he gets on Dave Rubin's ass all the time for the stupid things that he says and does. Kyle Kalinske of Secular Talk has done this. Several other YouTubers have also done that. My boyfriend, who's also on this website too, Steve Trowbridge, he used to like Dave Rubin back in the day. He doesn't really anymore because he also thinks he's like a partisan hack. And a lot of people think that now. I've asked many people what they think of him, and a lot of people just don't they just don't like him. And I don't like him. Okay, I just don't think he's a genuine person. So to kind of sum it off, I think people are thinking, yeah, Zach doesn't like Dave Rubin. No, I do not like Dave Rubin. I think he is an opportunist and nothing more. I think he just says whatever's convenient for him in the moment. That's legitimately what I think. Now, if you want to come on this video and you want to say, well, I like Dave Rubin because of that, and I've made this argument 1,000 times. If you like something and I don't, and you want to say it on this channel, you can say whatever you want in the comments. You can like anything you want. You can say whatever you want. That's fine. I would never berate someone simply for just disagreeing with me. However, if you are a Dave Rubin fan and you come in here and you act like a prick about it, and you start giving me shit about it, or you start trolling or something like that, or you if you take Dave Rubin seriously and you try to spin it around and you try to act like a troll and you try to do a bunch of stupid shit and you bitch me out because you like Dave Rubin and I don't, then fucking bite me. I'm gonna call you out, and I can safely say to you, kiss my fucking ass. And if you do it enough, then you're gonna get banned from the channel. Sorry about that. I don't care. You can call it censorship or whatever, but if you're gonna harass me or harass my friends or whatever, or harass the person I love or whatever, then I'm not gonna give you the time of day, and your ass will get dropped. I'm just not going to. So if you want to come out here and say you like Dave Rubin, that's fine. I don't care. But if you're gonna be a fucking dick about it and you give me a bunch of shit and you just act nasty for no reason, then yeah, I'm not going to give you the time of day. And if you keep it up, then it takes one click of the mouse to block your fucking dumbass. So bite me. So why am I talking about Dave Rubin? Why am I talking about this partisan fucking hack? Well, the reason is because I've seen a lot of videos. The one video that really stuck out to me was when Dave Rubin had Larry King on his show back in February, and Larry King took a phone call in the middle of Dave Rubin's show, and his show was live. He literally answered the phone. He had his cell phone with him. Larry King, who used to be on the really old guy who used to host on CNN like way back in the day. I don't know what he's doing currently. I don't know if he's retired or whatever. But he went on Dave Rubin's show back in February, and he was talking about this phone with Dave Rubin for whatever reason. And in the midst of it, Larry King asked him, he was just like, "Do you know any Republican moderates?" And Dave Rubin is like, Republican moderates? Schmoderate? Republican schmublicans. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, he can't think of any moderate Republicans because they're really few and far in between. That's probably one of the reasons. Now, that's not to say all Republicans are not moderate or anything like that. But it's like Dave Rubin didn't know what to say. He didn't know what to say to that argument. He couldn't answer the question. And I find that really pathetic that he can't. See, it's reasons like this why I think Dave Rubin is an opportunist. He will accuse the left of doing things. And now, think about it. The far left has a bunch of problems with censorship, and they like to bitch people out, and they like to censor. They like to, the really far left has a lot of stupid things. But Dave Rubin will call that out, but he won't call out people on the far right. He won't do that either. Because I think he's so far to the right now that I think that he will just blindly go with them. And there's also proof that he takes Koch brothers money. And I think that was one of the reasons why. Okay, he used to be on the Young Turks. Then he was on, and again, I don't really care for the Young Turks either. That's a story for another day. He used to be on the Young Turks. And then he left the Young Turks because Cenk Uygur got into a big argument with Sam Harris over the issue of Islam and all that. And now Sam Harris was definitely 100% right in that interview. Cenk Uygur did a abysmal job with that interview. It was not good, and I did not like the way Cenk Uygur conducted himself. So Dave Rubin didn't like the way Cenk Uygur treated Sam Harris. And Sam Harris, again, being like a big philosopher, he talks about a lot of worldly issues. He's another political person, but anyway. And then Dave Rubin, who was also kind of doing the same thing, but he was on the Young Turks network. He left the Young Turks, and that was fine. But then when he left the Young Turks, he didn't just gradually change opinions over time. His opinions did a complete 180. And then he started getting money from the Koch brothers, and then that just added up, and then he started going more and more and more and more and more to the right. And I think he used to say he was a classical liberal. He used to be a liberal, but then now he was a classical liberal. But now he now considers himself, he even admitted he was a conservative, and I'll play that in one of the videos I have here. But first off, this is the video, and I'll link all these in the description. This is the one where Larry King answered the phone during Dave Rubin's show.
Oh, he's got a phone.
Now let me show you.
Yeah, show us this phone.
Yes, show us.
Samsung makes it. I visited that company in Korea.
And of course, a fucking YouTube ad has to pop up now. I have to skip it. Hold on. I apologize for that. I hate YouTube ads. I have to renew my YouTube Red account at some point. All right. This is the part where Larry King answers the phone.
Samsung.
And it's ringing right now.
It is.
What is he, is he a spokesperson for Samsung now?
Hey, Cannon, where are you?
I just got back to school from
Oh, you didn't have a game today?
I had to get up
Dave can't believe he took a phone call in the middle of his thing. And
I got a list. You got a
How to
doubleheader this coming Saturday. How did you do?
Dave Rubin was so pissed during this. He was like, his face was like, am I actually this irrelevant? Am I actually this irrelevant? He's not going to talk to me? Yeah, probably because Larry King kind of sees through your bullshit and he didn't want to talk to you anymore.
Larry, we're live. Did you hear that? Go back a little bit. They're live.
Yes.
And Larry doesn't seem to have any desire to continue this conversation with Dave Rubin.
Why would he? It's not like he has anything to say. It's not like, or as Kyle Kalinske calls him, Rave Dubin. It's not like Rave Dubin has anything genuine to say.
20 seconds into it that they're live, and see how long this goes on.
It goes on forever.
This coming Saturday.
Look at
Yeah, and a doubleheader today, too.
How did you do?
Larry. He whispers.
He's like,
Nobody can hear. I don't want to interrupt your phone.
Oh, that's great.
Larry's in no hurry. Rubin doesn't know what to do.
nope. He's just sitting there like a dog between his legs, like, what do I do? Like, what do I do? And now, who does that? Who answers the phone when they're talking to someone, especially in like an interview or something? Like, people genuinely don't do that. You know, I think Larry King was just sick of Dave Rubin's bullshit, and I think he was just sick and tired of him, and I think he just wanted to. And then when the phone rang, you know, usually someone would be like, I'll answer that later. But nope, he took a phone call right then and there. And apparently it was his son Cannon, and they were talking about like, oh, this and that, like that's the something batting average, and it literally the phone call goes on and on forever. It wasn't like Larry King answered the phone like, hey Cannon, I'll call you back in a minute. I'm on someone's show. No, he just had he had a conversation with his son well on the Rubin Report.
That's a 333 batting average, Ken. Well, I'm doing David Rubin's podcast now.
David Rubin? He called him by his full name? Fuck!
Show, and while talking to you, the audience is watching me talk to you. Oh, wow.
Yes, we are.
Ken, and you're a startist, and you could do 10 minutes when you open the refrigerator.
You know, I would love to do my own podcast.
He wants to do his own podcast.
I'll bring him in,
He's
we'll
going to be
make it
20 years old. I'll bring him here. He's a great kid.
Yeah, he should do his own podcast. He'd be a lot better than Rave Dubin.
All right, Ken, when am I going to see it? Tonight I'm tied up. Tomorrow I got to do the how about Thursday? How about Friday night? All right. The night before your doubleheader. I'll be at both games. Okay, I'll be there. I love you, Ken.
Oh, that's
Look
sweet.
at Dave Rubin. He's just like,
Okay. Talk to you tomorrow.
oh, David,
What?
Dave.
And that's Sam Cedar responding to him. The Dave Rubin, the Dave, he is the one who Dave Rubin is a punching bag to Sam Cedar. Like, Sam Cedar has made a career off of calling Dave Rubin out for the phony that he is.
What?
The Dodgers or no?
No, what?
The Dodgers got Mookie Betts.
Today? That's great. The Dodgers got Mookie Betts and David Price today.
You're breaking news for me, man.
Yeah, he is breaking news for you, Rave Dubin. This is about this is the most amount of attention you're gonna get.
That's tremendous. Who did they give up for them?
He's mad.
Oh, he's pissed.
Josh Peterson to the Angels in a three-way trade. Then he gave up Santa Maeda and Alex Verdugo.
Oh, Rave Dubin.
No, that's two pretty good players. Kenta Maeda can pitch, and Alex Verdugo is going to be a star. So Peterson, is there someone going from the Angels to the Red Sox?
He doesn't know what to do.
Look at him.
He's
Those
like,
fingers, like, I think right now he could crack a walnut.
Watch
in
him
there.
point here.
Oh, yeah. He's
Wow.
hiding it. He's hiding it.
All right, I think you guys get the point. But yeah, like the phone call goes on and on forever. Like the phone call goes on for maybe like 5-10 minutes. It was great. Like honestly, like no, I would honestly like. I would literally rather watch paint dry than hear anything Rave Dubin has to say about anything, because he doesn't actually believe in anything. He believes in the battle of ideas. Okay, your battle of ideas is subjective. Okay, if you actually believe in the battle of ideas, then why not have someone on the left, like Kyle Kalinske or like Sam Seder? He specifically avoids Sam Seder. Sam Seder, and you know, he's pretty far, he's not like far left, but you know, there are even things I don't necessarily agree with Sam Seder on either. But Dave Rubin will talk to everyone else, but he won't talk to Sam Seder. And he won't talk to Sam Seder because he knows that Sam Seder is right about him. And now I'm going to play this clip here from when a guy named, I think his name was Evan or something like that. I think he was like a college student. Dave Rubin was talking to this audience, and he said he will never talk to any progressives or Sam Seder. He called Sam Seder a dishonest player. Really? Sam Seder is a dishonest player because he quotes you verbatim, like, here's a stupid thing you said. I'm calling you out because you are indeed a phony. And you don't like that. You don't like being called out. But you believe in the principle of free speech, right? Well, if Rave Dubin really believed in free speech, then he wouldn't like avoid Sam Seder like this. He is under no obligation to talk to Sam Seder. What I'm saying is, it's a little cowardly for him to run from Sam Seder like this and not talk to him, because he claims to believe in the battle of ideas. The battle of ideas. He claims to be so for talking to people, but he won't talk to people who say mean things about him. Grow a spine, honestly.
I've been watching your program since about like early time in high school. Now I'm in college, so it's been a while. But one thing that I really liked, something that you talked about here, was the difference between diversity of thought and diversity of identity. Sure. Now the thing with diversity of thought is I feel like that's a problem you actually perpetuate on your show, because the only time you really have left-wing guests are when they're members of the intellectual dark web, such as Harris or Weinstein, and they're only there for the bulk of the time to talk about the regressive left. And so I pretty much wanted to ask you, why wouldn't you have Sam Seder on?
Yeah, he's recording it too. Okay. Yeah, I mean, he's just a dishonest player who's just lied about me repeatedly. Like, I'm not going to do it.
No, he hasn't. He hasn't lied about you. He hasn't lied about you, Rave Dubin. He's only saying the truth about you. He literally plays videos of you, like I do with other people that I, make response videos to and whatnot. He does that, and he quotes you for the things that you say. That's all he does. He's not dishonest. You're the one who's dishonest. You're the one who's dishonest about everything. You go from being a classical liberal to saying you believe in single payer healthcare. One minute you say you believe in single payer healthcare. Then when he was on David Pakman like a long time ago, David Pakman asked him like what's your position on healthcare? He said he believed in single payer healthcare. Or he was against Obamacare. He was against something, and then he says, "Well, I'm for both a public and private system." And then David Pakman's like, dude, that's Obamacare. Like, dude, you don't know anything about healthcare. You don't know anything about the systems of government or how things work. You just want to run your mouth and think you know this and that when you don't.
Would you be willing to have Natalie Wynn of ContraPoints or David Pakman or Kyle Kalinske? All of these are progressives who have...
I'm not, in principle, I'm not against having any of them, but I'm not going to have people that attack me personally. I think it's pretty obvious if you watch what I did up here. Like, I don't attack people personally. I'm happy to talk about it.
Oh, you don't attack people personally. Rave Dubin doesn't attack anyone personally. He attacks Sam Seder for saying he's a dishonest player, for calling him out. He's attacked all kinds of he's made all kinds of attacks about people. So it's like he's the type that can dish it but can't take it. Rave Dubin can't stand it when people talk about him, but he can talk about everyone else. So much for that battle of ideas, huh?
ideas, you're going to go after me personally, you're going to lie about me and slander me and things like that. Like, it's just not the game I'm playing. There's no win in it for me. You know, I have a certain set of rules when it comes to talking to people and how I...
No, you don't. No, you don't. Your idea is I only talk to people who I like, you know, people who will like kiss my ass no matter what. But I will, you know, even people like kind of liberal or left, like Sam Harris, he'll have on the show. But that's because Sam Harris kind of sort of agrees with him, or he does like whatever. So that's what he does. Like, this is the shtick that Dave Rubin does, and it's getting really old really fast. You know, you people who attack him or whatever. No one's attacking you. People are attacking... No one's attacking you. We're just calling you out for what you are, and we're telling it like it is. And again, like I've always said about people, why is it that all these big platforms or whatever, why are they on the internet if they don't want to be criticized? That's what I don't understand. I will never understand that for the life of me. If you don't want to be criticized, then get the fuck off the internet.
As a public person, and if you don't have rules, like, I'm just not that interested. But also, I think your premise is actually wrong. If you were to look, and someone did break this down on Facebook, I don't know how many shows I've done, maybe 500 interviews, something like that. Most of my guests actually either were lefties or are lefties to some extent. So it's like you can see...
No, they're not!
And Brett Weinstein, who considers himself deeply progressive, who's a professor at Evergreen State.
Oh yeah, are you gonna keep asking Ben Shapiro to go to your gay wedding? Ben Shapiro is also someone... Ben Shapiro, okay, I can give him props for some of the things that he does, but when it comes... Like I think he's very intelligent on a lot of issues, but when it comes to like foreign policy or political positions... He's a neocon, and I don't agree with Ben Shapiro on virtually anything. He's anti-gay marriage. He's anti-this and that. He's a neocon. He's not a real conservative. He's a neocon, which is a bit different from a conservative. Okay? Now, Dave Rubin is gay, but he'll be begging Ben Shapiro for friendship, but Ben Shapiro won't go to Dave Rubin's gay wedding. This is what I'm talking about.
Most lefty college in the United States. You could say, well, he's not a progressive anymore.
Oh my God. You know, now let's get to the part where he said, now this was a little clip from 2016 where he said that he was an atheist. And then you fast forward it to 2020 and now he's arguing for religion, thinking that society needs to have religion.
Right, so I'm a secular Jew.
Right.
I would consider. I mean, I'm an atheist, so it's irrelevant.
Right, so your Judaism is ethnic and irrelevant in every other respect.
Okay, and then now let's fast forward to 2020, and here's what Dave Rubin is saying about religion now.
Yeah, which, you know, again, without getting lost in that thing, it's basically what an old school liberal is. I have no problem if that's what conservatism is, and if acknowledging, as Douglas is doing in that idea, acknowledging that Judeo-Christian values, and as Ben talks about, the balance between Jerusalem and Athens.
Oh yeah, speaking of Jerusalem, Dave Rubin also has a very biased side when it comes to the Israel-Palestine conflict. He blindly defends Israel when Israel commits horrible atrocities against the Palestinians and against their immediate Arab neighbors. And that's not to say the Palestinians are not screwed up either in the things that they do. But Israel has been doing a lot of unlawful things, and there's so many people like neoliberals and neocons that will blindly defend Israel no matter what, and if you criticize them in any way, they will label you an anti-Semite. Yeah, so much for that identity politics, huh?
If acknowledging all of that is what makes the world go, is what gives us the underpinning to free people, well, then I'm a conservative, and that's absolutely...
But do you think, like, is it enough to acknowledge, as I think, as like every sensible person I know today does, as you do, as Jordan Peterson does, that you need religion, and you need like a good religion?
Society cannot organize around anything else.
It needs religion.
Simply cannot do it. That does.
Oh my God. Dave Rubin, you are such a phony. You are such a phony and such a hack. You literally say Okay, so 4 years ago, you were arguing that you were a secular Jew, you're an atheist, and you're a classical liberal, whatever the fuck you say you are. And now, fast forward, oh, I'm a conservative. I actually believe society needs religion. This is what I'm talking about him not believing in anything and just going with whatever's convenient for him. So, and then the thing about the David Pakman where he was talking about healthcare, and David Pakman made him look like a complete idiot. But I don't know where the clip is, but I don't know where the clip is there. Oh yeah, and then when Anna Kasparian called him like a fraud and all these other names. Again, I don't really care for the Young Turks either. I think they have a lot of fucking biases as well. You know, I used to watch them back in the day. I don't really care for them. They are right from time to time about a lot of things, but I don't really like some of the way they conduct themselves sometimes. I don't know. That's just me. But I try to be as unbiased as I can with things like this. But here's the one where Dave Rubin responds to Anna Kasparian calling him a fraud.
So, check this out.
Yes.
Can I please finally tell the truth about why he left the Young Turks? He wanted to make a 6-figure salary to host a 30-minute-a-week show when everyone here, you know, because we work for an independent news company, was getting paid far less while working 12-hour days. That's why Dave Rubin left the company. And now all of a sudden he's getting funded by the Koch brothers, and all of a sudden his opinions are very different. He has no political identity. He is not an honest actor. He is not an intellectual. He is a fraud. That's who Dave Rubin is.
I wish I knew how she really felt. Boy, that's.
But no, quite where to begin. You know, fraud, lazy, avaricious. You know, immoral. You wanted more money.
First off, I never asked for. You know, it's so silly to even, unfortunately, to have to talk about these little nonsensical things because I like talking about ideas, not about people. I never asked for more money. God. That's number one. I left. I told them I was leaving, and I left. There were no negotiations.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. You started taking Koch brothers' money, and then boom, you said you were a classical liberal. Then you were a libertarian. Now you're a conservative. See, this is why no one takes you seriously. This is why nobody takes Dave Rubin seriously. He says one thing 1 minute and then goes to another thing another minute when it's convenient for him. He said he was a liberal. Then he was a classical liberal, meaning he was more in the center, which is actually what I am. I'm center left. I'm more liberal than I am not. I've told many people this. A lot of people know me for this. I consider myself to be, I'd say I'm slightly more left than I am right. I'd say I'm 51% liberal, 49% conservative. I believe, what am I liberal on? Obviously, minority rights, social issues. I support universal health care. I support universal education. I believe in universal daycare, paid vacation time by law. I believe health care is a right. I believe in single payer. Just stuff like that. Conservative, with my conservative beliefs, I do think in certain areas there should be lower taxes. I think that when it comes to the Second Amendment, I support the Second Amendment. I'm also pro-capital punishment. I don't think criminals should get slaps on the wrist. It's just stuff like that. But other than that, I'm pretty much just in the center with everything. So Dave Rubin said that. Then he shifted to being, now he's conservative. And then he will avoid people that criticize him, like Kyle Kalinske and Michael Brooks, who, by the way, who passed away earlier this year. I also did a video on him. He was also someone who I also watched a lot, because he would also poke the shit out of Dave Rubin as well. So Dave Rubin, here's my message for you. You have no real beliefs. You just go with whatever you think. You just go with whatever's convenient for you. That's what you do. You do not actually believe in anything. And when you don't believe in anything, people are gonna discover that, and they're gonna call you out, and they're gonna find you irrelevant, and then they're gonna take a personal phone call in the middle of your interview, like Larry King did. You looked up to Larry King for a while, and now Larry King also can't stand you. That's my message of the day. Dave Rubin is a phony. and a fraud, and he's a hack. His positions are more phony than Kim Kardashian's face job and ass job. So that's my message of the day with regards to Dave Rubin. I don't like him. I just don't think he's genuine. I don't think he's honest. I don't think he has any core beliefs. I think he just goes with whatever, and I just don't like him for that. He's playing people who watch him for suckers. That's what he's doing. He takes Koch brothers money, and then he lies to your face for an hour or longer about what he actually is when he's really not. That's what I think. Dave Rubin is a phony, and he's a fraud, and he's a hack, and he's an opportunist, and nothing more. That's my opinion. And that about wraps it up for this video, because this has already been a half an hour long. And again, what do you think? Do you like Dave Rubin? Do you not like him? Are you kind of in the middle? I mean, and again, if you like him and you say that and you disagree with me, that's fine. I will not censor you. I will not make fun of you. I will not do that. If you're civil with me, I will be civil with you. It's as simple as that. Now, unlike Rave Dubin, I will talk to people who don't agree with me. Okay? That's what I'll do. Anyway, thank you all for listening, and let me know what you think in the comments. I'll provide these below, and I will be back uploading more soon. I know I haven't been uploading that much lately. I've just been having a lot going on, but because things have gotten a lot better for me in recent days, I'll trying to start uploading more, and work has just been crazy too. So anyway, peace, have a nice day or night or evening or wherever you are, and I will be back more soon. This is Zach the Celtics guy signing off, and we'll be back with more soon. Bye for now. Peace out.